Charlotte, a market analysis. By Park Place Investment. The Charlotte Metro has an estimated population of 2,612,437 residents. From 2016 to 2019, Charlotte's population growth was 1.83% year-over-year. The health crisis has accelerated migration to Charlotte and other Sun Belt metros as residents in densely populated areas like New York City and San Francisco opt to relocate. In 2020, the population expanded 1.6% compared to 0.5% nationally. Charlotte became one of the fastest-growing metropolitan areas in the nation. Moody's Analytics forecasts that population growth through 2025 will be well above the national average at 1.3% per year. Additionally, the prime renter cohort of individuals between the ages of 20 and 34 years old will expand by 1.24% compared to the national average of -0.26%. Charlotte's economy is in the midst of a long-term change. Formerly a manufacturing city, it is still transitioning into a service economy city. Charlotte has become a financial center, owner second to New York City. Following a decade-long economic boom with strong new investments and corporate expansions and relocations, the health crisis put an abrupt end to Charlotte's growth. However, the second half of 2020 was marked by a swift economic recovery, spearheaded by the financial and professional and business sector. Charlotte is home to the corporate headquarters of Bank of America, Truist Financial, and the East Coast operations of Wells Fargo, which along with other financial institutions has made it a banking center. Charlotte has 7 Fortune 500 companies in its metropolitan area including Bank of America, Honeywell, Nucor, Lowe's, Duke Energy, Sonic Automotive and Brighthouse Financial. In 2019, the area added nearly 34,800 jobs, growing 2.4% compared to 1.4% nationally. However, in 2021, Charlotte saw a steep increase in its unemployment rate, which hit 13% in May. But, by the end of 2020, the unemployment had dropped below 6%. Banking and finance remained the backbone of the economy, with the financial service sector adding 4,200 jobs. However, COVID-19's impact on the service industry, especially leisure and hospitality, was the hardest hit and lost a third of its workforce. In 2021, Charlotte is poised to add 30,000 jobs. Forecasts indicate that the area will likely have above-average job growth through 2025. Apartment development is on the rise in Charlotte. 44,300 units have been completed since 2014. Because of the pandemic, in 2020, only 4,300 units were added. This year, there are 14,300 units under construction, and of these 10,200 are scheduled to come online. 85% of these units are aimed to high-income residents. The submarkets with highest construction activities are Colonial Village Montclair, Southwest Charlotte, and Hidden Valley Oak Forest. According to a study by the National Multifamily Housing Council and the National Apartment Association, the Charlotte region is expected to need at least 72,000 more apartments by 2030. The largest property underway was Lenners, 549-unit multifamily community in the Uptown area. Other notable commercial developments include the $41 million headquarter expansion of Avid Exchange, the $1 billion development of Centene East Coast headquarters, and lastly the $500 million development of the new headquarters of Carolina Panthers. Following government restrictions during the first months of the health crisis, investment activity was significantly dampened due to ongoing uncertainty, in line with the national trend. Some $2.2 billion in multifamily assets traded in 2020 through November in Charlotte, after $3.1 billion cycle peak in 2019. Only 7 properties changed hands in the second quarter, but investment activity later resumed, with 53 assets trading in the metro in the second half of 2020. Although the average per unit price in 2020 was $146,374, below the $167,022 national figure. It ranked as the second highest value of the cycle, after $161,009 in 2019. Bucking the national trend, assets in urban core areas continued to attract the most capital, with UNC at Charlotte, North Charlotte, and Colonial Village Montclair accounting for almost a third of the $2.2 billion total volume last year. Going forward, investor appetite for more affordable, less dense cities with strong talent pools is likely to put Charlotte at an advantage. Charlotte's rental market mirrored a trend seen in many other markets. Rental rates stumbled during the second quarter of 2020, only to begin their steady rebound in the second half of the year. By the end of 2020, overall rents averaged $1,229, improving by 0.5%. Meanwhile, the national rate remained flat. The largest declines were in Uptown, which contracted by 7.1% to $1,840, and Myers Park, which also contracted by 7.1% to $1,602. At the opposite end, rents improved most in Gastonia South at 8.1% to $1,012, and Beckton Park Marlwood at 7.8% to $1,069. Charlotte's multifamily market is expected to pick up steam in 2021, partially due to in-migration from more expensive gateway metros. Net absorption of 2,100 units in the first quarter of 2021 has placed Charlotte amongst the top 10 metros with the highest quarterly leasing activity. In 2021, the effective rent is scheduled to grow by 3.1% to $1,236. At an average of 95.6% in the first quarter, there was no change in occupancy compared to the previous quarter. It remained higher than the market's 5-year average of 95.1%. Looking ahead, Charlotte's long-term favorable economic and demographic forecast should allow for healthy expansion of its for-rent market. The metro's concentration of young people, coupled with its strong in-migration trends, will probably present opportunity for new for-rent development to be absorbed over the forecast horizon. However, increase in supplies coming online in the next 2 years may dampen the rent growth and reduce occupancy, particularly in certain submarkets. Furthermore, while a robust long-term expansion of the local economy is all but certain, the metro's economy is likely to see significant, and somewhat volatile, peaks and valleys along the way. For further information and analysis of other markets, please visit www.parkplaceinvestment.com.